Hey guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Pretty Vacant by Sex Pistols. And it's a really cool song, lots of fun to play. I consider it pretty simple, although maybe not for beginners, but for intermediate players. I remember back in the day when I was learning the guitar, I used to play all of the songs by Sex Pistols from that album. And it's just, you learn so much from these songs. They're simple, yet, you know, you build your chops and stuff like that. So it brings back lots of good memories. Anyway, so the tabs and the backing track are going to be available at GuitarForce.com. I will also post the full playthrough, sort of cover of the entire song onto my other channel, if YouTube allows it. And all of the links you can find in the description box down below. For the sound, I was using the VST plugin Guitar Rig as usual, and I'm going to show you the picture of the preset. And we're going to be in standard tuning, and while you are checking out the picture of the preset, I'm going to play you my low E, which is E standard, so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright, so as usual, we're going to break up the song into parts. We're going to start off with the intro. First I'm going to play it through, then we're going to break it down. So it goes like this. Alright, so what we have here is we're basically fretting the A power chord, and we alternate the bass note, so the open A string, with the G string, then back again to the A string, and then the D string. Each of the notes we play twice, and regarding the dynamics, the A string is palm muted, and the G string is open, or more or less open. Sometimes he kind of half palm muted, so it's kind of half open, half palm muted. And the same goes for the D string, it's more palm muted. And you just play, alternates between these three strings. That's it, and then we just, when the band kicks in, and after a while they go just in pre-verse, so he just hits the A chord. Just random picking here, rhythmical figures. And also keep in mind that there are actually two guitars going on at the same time on the studio recording. So one guitar is playing the rhythmical patterns, and the other one is just, you know, just kind of lets the chord ring out, and sometimes picks here and there. But the other guitar is playing more of a rhythmical figure. So that's pretty much it for the intro, and then we go into the verse. So during the verse we have a chord progression. So let me first play it through, then we're going to break it down. So it goes like this. Alright, so what we have here, the chord progression goes like this. All of the chords are going to be power chords or major chords. So we begin with an A, then we have G, D, A, then we have G, E. Now for the E, he varies. Sometimes he goes and plays on the 7th position, the 5th string root note right here, or sometimes he would just play the standard the E major / power chord here. So we have then we repeat again, A, G, D, A, then we have G, and then we have E again, and we have a little feel going on here. So every time when you play the verse, there's going to be a different ending here when you get to the E chord. So in the first verse we have this feel, which goes like this. So that's the first part. So you hit the E chord, and then we have, so just going up the C sharp minor, which is the relative of E major pentatonic. So we slide into the 11th fret on the A string, then we go to 9, 11 on D, and the same on G. And when you hit the 11th fret, then you bend up. So it's kind of gradual. And as you bend it up, then adds the 12 on the B string, and the bend stays up on the G. You pick it again, kind of bring it down, and then you have, so pull off 11 to 9, going to 11 on D, and back to the G string 9th fret. So all together slowly. Add some vibrato, staying on this note, then we go back to the A chord, staying on the A chord for the whole bar, and then in the end we have this lick, which is bending the G string on the 4th fret, pull off to the 2nd fret, then you have another pull off 4th fret to the 2nd, and then on the D you have 2nd to the 4th fret hammer on, and then on the G you have 2, 4, 2. So it's like that. So all together, just the ending part, starting from the E chord, is going to go like this. Okay, so that was the first verse. Let me play the whole thing one more time. It's going to go like this, a little bit slower. Okay, after the verse we go right into the chorus. Again, let me play it through, then we're going to break it down. So it goes like this. Okay, so for the chorus we have the following chord progression. So we start off with the D, go into C, goes on to the C chord on the 4 and. So just before we go to the next bar, so it's on the off beat on the 4 and, he switches to the C chord, C power chord, and the same goes for the next chord, which is an A. So again, on the 4 end, you switch to the A chord, you hit it 2 more times, and then you have just a little pull off here on the A string, 3rd to the open, and then you go to the low E on the 3rd fret, the G note, and back to the chord. So it's so after the pull offs and go into the low E string, then you pick the A chord 3 more times. It's basically played on the off beat, and then you repeat again the pull off, like that. And then we repeat again the chorus 1 more time. So the first time they play for only 2 times. So all together slowly is gonna go like this. Okay, so after the first chorus we go back to playing the second verse, and it's exactly the same thing as I mentioned before, the chord progression. The only difference is going to be in the ending. So I'm just going to show you the ending, the second ending. So it's after we played the last G chord, and then instead of playing the E, we go right into the lick, which goes like this. Okay, so the first lick that we have, so it's on the G string, bending the 11th fret, bend it up, bring it down, pull off, then back again to the bend. You bend it up, and as you bend up, stay on the bend, add again the 12th fret on the B string, then pick the G string again, bring it down and go to the 9th fret. So all together. Staying on this note, adding some vibrato, then we're back to the A chord, just hitting it a few times. And then on the 4 end we have a pre-bend. So it's a pre-bend on the 4th fret on the G string, and you bring it down, kind of gradual release, and then you go to the B string, you play 2, 3, hammer on, and then pick the high E open, and then back to the B string we have 2, 3, 2, so it's a hammer on pull off, and then on the G we have 4, 2 open. So altogether, just this part slowly is gonna go like this. Alright, so that's the second ending of the second verse. So let me just demonstrate it, how it goes with the chord progression. So it's gonna go like this, a little bit slower. Okay, so you might have noticed that when I was playing the chord progression, instead of going for this position of the E chord, I just played it here. Okay, and then the rest is pretty much the same. Okay, after that we go into the chorus again, and it's exactly the same part as we did for the first time, but the only difference here is that we played for 3 times. And then in the end we have another different ending. We go, so you go for the G power chord, you play 8th notes for the whole bar, and then you hit the E, just hit it once. You can hit it either here or here, doesn't really matter. And then we have a rest, and then just like we did in the intro, playing on the A chord. And then right after that we go into the third verse. So again, it's exactly the same, the chord progression wise. the ending is going to be different. So let's just jump into the ending. So it's going to go like this. On the E chord we have the following part. Alright, so I'm going to stop right here. So what we have here is, it's kind of like a rock and roll riff, you know. So we have on E, power chord, E power chord, and then you add the 6th interval, which is on the 11th fret. So we have, and then right after that we have, so it's this was a very famous kind of figure that was you know, a lot of bands played in 70s and you know, rock bands and stuff like that. So it's a part, it's an E chord, but then you add this, so it's a couple of notes. Basically it's like a sus4 and the 6 also, the intervals. But anyway, so you have the E chord, the triad, and then you add these 2 notes, which is on the 11th fret on the D string, then you have 9 on G and 10 on the B string. Okay, so you play that, let it ring out, and then you have, so you're bending the G string again on the 11th fret, you bend it, pick it, then you pick the B string again on 12, and then you bring down the bend. And it's you know, it's played a little bit faster. So the bend is gradual, but then the rest of the notes are a little bit faster. And then we go for the second part, the second lick, which goes like this. So it's just playing the A power chord, let it ring out for 2 beats. Then we have the G string on the 4th fret, you bend it up, bring it down. And then we have 2, 3 on the B string, and then you add the double stop on the high E and the B strings, 5th fret, and then we have just a quick hammer on pull off on the B string, 2, 3, 2, going to the 4th fret on the G string. Or you can play, you know, it's the same note. Or you can add vibrato here if you use on the G string. So one more time, just this part. Alright, so that's the lick. Now again, let me just play through quickly through the 3rd verse. So it's gonna go like this. Alright, so that was in context of the whole chord progression. Now, you might have noticed as well that I did this. That's kind of famous to Sex Pistols. They used to use this that kind of thing where you slide into the chord just a half step from before the chord, so from E flats sliding up to the E. Okay, so just a little cool variation that you can use. Alright, after that we go into the chorus again, and it's exactly the same as the second time, so we play it for 3 times, and then we have again the build up. And now here, the second time, you just hit the E chord. You can just hit it and let it ring out, so we don't have a stop here. Let it ring out, and then we go to the last part of the song. So the last part of the song, basically the outro, we are just playing on the A chord. Again, random picking here, doesn't really matter. And they're going into the outro, they're singing, you know, we're pretty vacant and stuff like that. And basically what we do is just we're playing on the A chord, but we have a few licks going on here added to the end of each of the vocal line. So the first one is gonna go like this. So we have bend again on the G string, 4th fret, bend it up, bring it down. Then we have hammer on the B string, 2nd to the 3rd fret. Then you pick it again, and then we have a hammer on pull off, 2, 3, 2. Going to the 4th fret on the G string again. So it's like that. So that's the first lick. Then again we're back to the A chord, just staying on it. And then we have the next lick, which is gonna go like this. So as you stand on the A chord, picking it, then you slide up to the 17th fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings. It doesn't really matter, but then we have, so it's on the 17th fret between the 2nd and 1st strings. You play it twice, and you can make it like let them ring out like that. And then you have a little bend here on the G string, 18th fret, and then pick the B string again, and then you slide out. So one more time, slowly, it's gonna go like this. And then you're back to the A chord again. So we stay on the A chord again, just picking it a few times, and then the very ending is gonna go like this. So you hit the A chord, and then we have, so 8, 7 on the B string, 5th fret, double stop on the first 2 strings. Then we have G string, 7th fret 2 times, 5th fret, go into the D7, back to the 5th fret, the 2nd and 3rd strings, double stop 2 times, and then you hit the D string on the 7, and then you add the octave, either open A string or you can use the low E, whatever suits you. And then the guitar goes into feedback. If you can get the feedback, I found that you can hit the harmonic here on the 19th fret, which is an octave higher. It kind of goes into the same pitch as the feedback. And then you just play the A chord, muted strings, and then again the A chord. Like that. And that's how we end this song. Alright guys, so that was it for this lesson. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Also comment, share, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar lessons. In the meantime, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.